A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. My God, doesn't look like you're happy seeing me, guys. A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Kolkata, we can do better. A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, now it sounds so much better. কেমন আছি কলকাতা? খুব ভালো। আমি বাংলা জানি না, তাই আমি ইংরেজিতে কথা বলবো। Is that right? Okay, good. My God. Wherever I go, one of the biggest issues is what language do you speak in? Right. You can speak in English, you can speak in Hindi, but local people often want some local language flavor. And the problem is, I always think in English. And if I have to speak any other language, it's like an online Google Translate. And when you're translating it online, can I come down? It's so boring here up here. Stages are the most boring places in the world, trust me. It's very lonely up there. Here it's nice. From there it's going to be a lecture. From here it's going to be a conversation. And a conversation is always better than a lecture from up there, isn't it? Oh gosh. This online translation, English to Hindi, English to Bengali is a trouble. You could go wrong. There was a guy, like a 40 years old guy, and a lady asked him, can you kindly translate this Hindi line into English? He said, what's the Hindi line? Said, Dukh hamesha hamare saath rehta hai. Dukh hamesha hamare saath rehta hai. Sukh aata jata rehta hai. Said, translate in English. The guy said, wife always stays with me. Girlfriend comes and goes. Deserved a whack, trust me. So I don't want to get into any such trouble of translating things wrong. So I better speak in English. I'll be in deep trouble making wrong translations in Bengali. So I better stay. But such an absolute joy and pleasure and honor to be here in the city of joy, Kolkata. Bengal, the land of writers and poets, thinkers and philosophers and spiritual leaders and activists and artists and culture. It's incredible. And what a joy to be in the city of joy. What a joy to be in the city of Bengali sweets. My God, these Bengalis, I'm telling you, they are ruining the country with their sweets. High calorie sweets, you can't resist the temptation of these sweets. How can you resist Balram Malik's Mishti Doi? How can you resist Balram Malik's Nolen Gurer Mishti Doi? Isn't it? How many of you can fall for that Nolen Gurer Mishti Doi anytime? Oh, you just had it in the afternoon, so you didn't think about me? That's so selfish, sir. Okay, brilliant. There was an American man who came to Bengal and he went to one of the interior villages. And in the village there, he found a local Bengali boy sitting and selling mishti doi in that clay pot, kullad, mat. And that, mishti doi is so thick. This American gentleman just couldn't get the hang of it. He turned to this guy and said, this is incredible. How? How did he get it like this? Poor fellow, he doesn't know English much. He said, milk night, morning tide. I'm telling you, it's just hilarious, But just amazing to come in the land of sweets, in the land of culture, in the land of traditions, in the land of literature, in the land of art, in the land of the sweetest language. In fact, Bengali is too sweet as a language as well. It's just absolute joy, pleasure, and gratitude. My gratitude to ABP for having me over, and my congratulations to ABP for it's the 100th year now, I'm supposing. So congratulations to all the wonderful initiatives they take, and this grateful to all of you. At the end of the day, you're still sitting to listen to a bald monk like me. Kudos to your courage, you should have by now walked off. But kudos to your courage. This evening I thought, let me share with all of you what the pencil maker, when he made the pencil for the very first time, he gave the pencil a couple of instructions. And these instructions are very pertinent, vital, crucial, of paramount importance, not just in the field of education, but in living a great life. If we can crack these 6 instructions, 7 instructions, whatever number of instructions, if we can get these right, I think we can get life right. And education is not just about academics. We probably academic students for about 18 to 20 years, but we are life students forever. The journey of education, the journey of learning never stops. And is there a better school in the world, a better university in the world, a better educational body in the world than life? Is there any better principals? Is there any better dean? Is there any better professor? Is there any better faculty member? Is there any better teacher on planet Earth than life? No. इसलिए कई बार मैं कहता हूँ जिंदगी की हर सुबह कुछ शर्तें लेकर आती है और जिंदगी की हर शाम कुछ तजुर्बे देकर जाती है. उन तजुर्बे के बिना, without those experiences, without that tajurba, there is no bloody education. Education is not about studying. Education is about experience. Education is about realization. Education is about wisdom. And books cannot give realization. Books cannot give experience. Books cannot give wisdom. Which is why academic education is a crucial and a vital aspect of education. But life education is way more important because life education makes us human beings. Academic education only makes us literary and astute in terms of learning the knowledge of this world. And which is precisely why to have a combination of these two. So the pencil maker gave a very pertinent instruction to the pencil when he first made the pencil. So when you have a pencil, he said to the pencil, your real purpose lies within you. In the pencil, there's a casing and the lead. And no matter how beautiful the casing is, the pencil's purpose is not about the casing. The pencil's purpose is about the lead inside it. The casing is absolutely important because the casing houses the lead. The casing shelters the lead. The casing holds the lead. But imagine having the most beautiful fancy casing and having no lead inside. What's the point of having a pencil? So the pencil maker said to the pencil, the first thing that I want to tell you is your real purpose lies within you. Ladies and gentlemen, in education and in life, there's an external and there's an internal. The external is the casing. Very visible, very obvious, very in the face. And there's an internal, which is the lead. Not so obvious, not so clearly seen, not so visible, not so prominent, not so in the face. But imagine a pencil without a lead. And I see a lot of times in the world out there today, not just in educational institutions, but even just in the general society, there's so much focus on the externals that we forget the very purpose to focus on the internals. Let me tell you a story. There was a balloon seller, and a little boy came up to the balloon seller and said, "Uncle, ye red wala balloon upar jayega?" The guy said, "Yeah." "Black wala?" "Yeah." "Pink wala?" "Yeah." And you know how kids can be, right? They ask funny questions and they give funny answers. Teachers know that very well. One little girl, 4-year-old, came to a shopkeeper and said, "Uncle, मैं कैसी लगती हूँ?" 4-year-old. The दुकानदार said, "बहुत प्यारी लगती हो बेटिया." He said, "तो अंकल मैं बड़ी हो जाऊंगी तो आप मेरी शादी आपके बेटे से करेंगे?" She said, "जरूर करेंगे बेटिया." She said, तो अंकल फिर आपके होने वाले बहू को एक फ्री 5 स्टार नहीं देंगे आप? Kids are kids, guys. This little one's asking, will the red balloon go up? Will the pink balloon go up? Will the yellow balloon go up? Will the black balloon go up? The balloon seller said, look, darling, the balloon doesn't go up based on its color. The balloon goes up in the air based on what's filled inside it, the gas. The color of the balloon is visible to the eyes. The gas inside is not. The casing of the pencil is visible to the eyes. The lead inside is not unless it's brought out. But what really takes the balloon up there to the highest altitudes is the gas. And the world focuses so much on the colors that we forget that there's a gas in there. And which is why, to me, the colors of the balloon, the casing of the pencil is about skill set. And the gas inside the balloon, the lead, is about mindset. And good education is a combination of skill set and mindset. Educational institutions are expert in providing skill set. All our educators now need to come together in this time of dire need to see how we can impart to all our people who come to us the right kind of mindset. Because growth, satisfaction, contentment, success is no longer possible only by skill sets. Evolution to the highest levels in the world is no longer possible simply by skill sets. It was never possible, but today it's impossible. And which is precisely why skill set and mindset both need to go hand in hand. The casing of the pencil and the lead of the pencil, the color of the balloon and the gas inside the balloon, both need to be balanced thoroughly well. How many of you would like to look good, guys? Okay, those of you who are not raising their hands, they have the illusion that they look good. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't be too serious in my talks, okay? I can't be. I'm so sorry about it. I'm going to crack some silly, stupid jokes like these. Oh gosh. One teacher once came into the classroom and wrote on the board, I am beautiful. Which tense is it? One kid raised his hand and said, past tense, madam. Oh, good heavens. Oh, my. I'll tell you what. We all want to look great. We all want to be great. You know what sells today? There's a saying in the world, जो दिखता है, वो बिकता है. बोल बचन बाजी, personality development, your charisma, your presentation matters the most. People who can market themselves the best are the guys who are selling the most. People who can't market themselves the best, whether it's a school, whether it's a product, whatever it is, just doesn't work. जो दिखता है, वो बिकता है, right? So much focus on personality. So much focus on the casing. So much focus on grooming my accent and grooming my looks and grooming my communication skills and grooming my general knowledge and grooming my this and that. Guys, we're living in a troubled era. How many of you have problems in life? Wow, thank you. This is a very honest audience. Very honest audience. Goodness. How many of you would like solution to problems in life? Okay, great. You know what? Just pick up your smartphones. Go to your wallpaper settings. If you're married, change your home screen and lock screen wallpaper to the picture of your spouse. If you're not married, change the wallpaper picture to your partner. And whenever you have a problem, whatever problem, serious ones, pick up your phone and look at that picture. and say to yourself, if I can handle this, I can handle any damn thing. No, jokes apart, guys. Jokes apart. We all know how problems can get onto our nerves. We all know how problems can jeopardize our ability to function normally. One of the biggest issues in the world today is mental health issues. 20 suicides this year in Kota. The 20th was this week. Is this education? Is this education? My question to everybody sitting here, authorities in the field of education, my question to you here is this. Is this education? If I cannot make people who are under me, who are with me, stronger people inside to be able to handle problems, challenges, failures, disappointments properly, have I educated people? One of the biggest requirements in the world today is no longer subjects. Is to groom our people to be able to handle their mental health issues. Depression, loneliness is on an all-time high amongst youngsters. And what are we doing? One of my biggest pains is this. The people have to lose their lives or lose their careers or lose their joy because of this. And therefore, guys, personality is very important. But developing the person inside, a strong person inside is more important. Because personality will come and go, guys. You'll probably get a job a little lesser pay scale. But you're stable. You don't end your lives. You don't have to take pills to sleep. You're not on psychiatric medicines 24/7 all through the year. Education is about building strong people. Not just a personality, but a strong person. A balance of the two. I'm not saying one is more important than the other. Personality and externals are important. But should they come at the cost of that which defines our existence? And therefore, the pencil maker said to the pencil, your real purpose lies within you. It's a combination of the skill set and the mindset. It's a combination of personality and a strong person. So that we don't sink under the pressure of issues and kids compare. How many of you compare, guys? How many of you compared yourself with somebody? No? Madam, bless me. My gosh, that's amazing. What a spontaneous no. I trust you fully on that. Comparison is a disease of the mind. When two couples in India meet each other, the ladies look at each other's jewelry. And the men look at each other's wives. Sorry, guys. My apologies. So sorry about that. Oh. And look at what the parents do sometimes. How many of you have heard this? How many of you have heard this in your childhood? Look at him or how hard they work and study and you don't. Thank you very much for raising your hands in all honesty. How many of you heard this? Look at your sibling, how well behaved, and look at yourself. Thank you, guys. What a virus has been installed in our systems. A virus has been installed in our systems to look at others. While I'm looking at others, how do I look at my own self? One university student, he failed his exam and came back home. Father said, look, tu fail ho gaya? Kaise fail hua? Dekh, तेरे क्लास में वो मेरी पढ़ती है ना, देख लुखे उसको फर्स्ट आइए, देख, और तू फेल हो गया, कैसे फेल हुआ? He said, देख देख कर ही फेल हुआ पापा उसको, आप ही बोले जा रहे देख देख देख. Oh, This dekh at others is ruining mental health. Seeing more Instagram likes and followers and seeing more posts and seeing more success and seeing more grades and seeing stories of another friend celebrating a holiday at Disneyland, whereas I am in Kolkata eating mishti doi. Guys, if we cannot equip our generation with the ability to handle this, the number of suicides is going to increase. If we cannot teach our generation how to handle this, the levels of depression are going to sink way further deeper, because just the times that we live in. Isn't it? The second instruction that the pencil maker gave the pencil. What time did I start? I have no clue. I know, sir. Thank you. That's the last thing you tell a speaker. Carry on. You won't go back home till midnight, sir. The second thing that the pencil maker told the pencil is, until what is within you comes outside, you can never make an impact. Look, the lead is not out. Nothing. As soon as the lead is out, I can make an impact on the surface of the paper. Personality can impress. A strong person can inspire. A skill set can impress. A mindset can inspire. We want skill set, but we want a mindset. We want a personality, but we want stronger persons. Because when the lead comes out, it makes impact. And what's education about? Making money or making impact? If I can't make impact, the money won't come. Let the money come. We all need money, but the money is a consequence of making an impact. Money should never be the goal. If education is imparted with the goal to make money, bloody, the whole system has failed. The purpose is to make an impact, and then let the money come. Let the growth happen. Go. Sky is not the limit. I remember I was in Germany. There's a place called Schloss Elmo, about 2 hours train ride from Munich. And that's where a lot of these political summits happen. And I went there, and we had some political leaders from Germany. We had Miss Merkel, and we had some bureaucrats who were there. And listen, I am a vegetarian. Not just a vegetarian. My diet means I don't even take onion and garlic in my food. And I'm in Germany with no Indians around. I'm the only Indian. No chef is Indian there. You can imagine, I didn't get anything to eat. The guy made a little risotto one day. You know how much he charged? 80 euros for this much. Bhat, 80 euros for this much bhat. Just call it risotto and luto. इतना सा भात का 80 यूरो लिया उसने. And I am a Marwadi. You know what happens to Marwadis when this money kind of goes for this stupid, this much bhat? I can feed the whole city bhat in 80 euros. Bhandara. I was starving like hell. And because the whole event was organized by people from Germany, obviously when on my return flight, they hadn't booked my vegetarian Jain meal. So I come up on the flight. I'm famished and starved with this much bhat. And I'm not a rabbit or a deer to eat ghas poos every day. You know, so I come up and then I'm like hungry, starving. I buzzed and the stewardess came. I said, ma'am, do you have a Nature Valley's granola bar? Because I know that a granola bar is vegetarian. Do you have a granola bar? She said, let me check quickly. So she went inside and she did have one. She brought the granola bar. I had it. शेर को, भूखे शेर को खून चखाने से उसका भूख मरता नहीं है, उसका भूख बढ़ता है. So I buzzed again. I said, "Madam, do you have another one?" She went and checked, came back. She said, "Sorry, sir, we've run out of all of our bars." But she brought her purse along. I said, "But I have a personal one. It's my personal granola bar. The only issue is I have taken a bite." Now she didn't know anything. I just blurted out in Hindi. She couldn't understand. मैं हिंदी में बोल दिया सीधा, "देख मेरी माँ, तू शबरी नहीं है, मैं राम नहीं है, तेरा जूता खाने के लिए." She kind of got the confusion in my face and she said, "You know what? When I said I bit into it, it doesn't mean I bit it. I just snapped a bar and ate it." Oh, I said, "Oh, that's fine." She gave me that bar. I didn't eat it. I kept it with me for several years until it kind of started going bad. Then I threw it away as a memory. I'd met the biggest bureaucrats at Schloss Elmo. They're powerful. But they couldn't make this impact. A little stewardess, by being a gentle, kind, good human being in making a difference to someone's life and walking that extra mile, had made a bigger impact than a guy speaking from the dais there. And which is why education is about creating who can add value and make impact. Which is why the pencil maker said, unless what is inside comes outside, you can never make an impact. I think it was Swami Vivekananda. Some say Swami Vivekananda, some say Gandhiji. They were overseas and they were walking around and they wear this sannyasi kind of clothes. Gandhiji would just wear a little kind of a cloth around his waist. And somebody came up to him, a Western person came up to him and said, "Why don't you dress up like a gentleman?" And whether it was Swami Vivekananda ji or Gandhi ji, I can't remember. Both stories exist. Whoever it was, they replied. I said, "Sir, in your country, a tailor makes a gentleman. In our country, character makes a gentleman." Right. Character makes a gentleman. And which is why education is about that character, that lead coming out. Then it makes an impact. The world is replete with materialists, hedonists who are just money-minded. If our education creates more materialists and hedonists, is the world going to be a better place? And if we neglect this crucial aspect, I'm really not sure where are we getting, guys. You know what? When I see heads turning around, what a pleasure. That means people are listening. It's a test to see if people are listening when people's heads turn around. The third instruction that the pencil maker gave the pencil was also very interesting. The pencil maker said, if you have to bring out what is inside you out, well, you are going to have to go through the pain of being sharpened. If you want to bring out something, sharpening is required. And guess what? Sharpening is painful, guys. For the pencil, it's painful to go through being sharpened. How many want to lose some weight? Wow, look at those number of hands up there. मेरे एक दोस्त का इतना वजन बढ़ गया, पेट बाहर आ गया उसका. North India is fine. South India is also fine. Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh is very big. There used to be one state, the biggest state in the country. Hard to cut down on the MP Chhattisgarh. How are you? Oh God. I told this friend to wajan kam kar bhai. Yeah. He said, वजन कम करके क्या करना है? वजन कम करके क्या करना है? आखिर सबको एक दिन मरना है. इसीलिए अभी जो भी खाना है खा लो मेरे दोस्त, क्योंकि अगले जन्म में फिर 3 किलो से ही शुरू करना है. You can imagine that guy's reply. Too much. You know what? When you have to reduce the weight, you have to go through the pain of controlling your tongue. You have to go through the pain of working out and exercising. You have a choice. The pain of control and exercise or the pain of disease. You have the choice. The pain of avoiding distractions, working hard, or the pain of mediocrity. You have a choice. The pain of swallowing some of the words that you want to say in a relationship and keeping quiet and shutting up, or losing that person. Both are painful. Shutting up when you're angry is painful, and losing that person is painful. You choose which pain you want. Exercising is painful and disease is painful. You choose what pain you want. Working hard is painful and remaining in mediocre is painful. You choose what pain you want. If you choose the right pain, is when you grow. In Sanskrit, tapasya is a word used for a voluntary inconvenience taken upon oneself for a higher purpose. It's voluntary inconvenience that we have taken upon ourselves for a higher purpose. That is called tapasya. That is called tapa. And that's what the pencil maker told the pencil. If you have to bring out what is within you, you're going to have to go through pain, no gain. Don't lift weights, keep your stomach there. Can't shut up that damned mouth when you're angry, lose the person and hurt others. Can't avoid distractions in life, remain a mediocre person without growing to the heights of the potential that you have. What a beautiful analogy. I'll conclude with this. There's so much to say. The pencil maker told the pencil so much stuff, right? But as the fourth thing, he said something beautiful. I remember when I was in school, my dad got for me. How many of you remember those Stedler pencils? Yellow and black stripes. And now it's a common thing. We are a global economy. Everything from everywhere comes here. Back in the day, someone from overseas was coming. He or she would bring that pencil. It was such a novelty. How many of you have memories of that pencil? And I got that pencil. पूरे स्कूल में किसी के पास नहीं है. Made in Germany, Stedler. Quite an impressive thing to have. And back in the day, we were happy with small things. We didn't need big things to be happy because we were not exposed to the big things in the world. एक बचपन का जमाना था जिसमें खुशियों का खजाना था. चाहत चांद को पाने की थी, पर दिल तितली का दीवाना था. You know, it's such an amazing childhood which wasn't exposed. I enjoyed a childhood when apple was a fruit and windows meant a window, a hole in the wall. And then something happened. And then something happened. But those Stedler pencils would come with an eraser behind. And the pencil maker told the pencil, "You're a pencil. Mistakes happen. Don't worry. Right at the back there is an eraser. You can rub them. You can correct them. That is life. Correcting what goes wrong. Education is about giving the courage to our kids to make mistakes. We condemn people when they make mistakes. We mark them with red dashes under their marks with great joy. We give them F's with great joy. Who the bloody hell has grown without making mistakes? Who's grown without making mistakes? The pencil came with an eraser. Say that मैं rub कर सकता है. I remember I was invited to go give a talk. Somebody's home. And as I went to this home for this talk, after the talk, a gentleman came up to me and said, "Sir, what a talk. Sir, I mean, what a talk. Like, sorry. What a talk, sir." So I said, "Yeah, nice. What did you like?" He said, "All the jokes." I said, "Bloody hell. I put my heart out and cracked this silly joke so you could get the point." He said, "Points were okay, jokes were better." Oh, good Lord. And then there's this, as he was talking to me, a boy came running. I said, "Your son, right?" He said, "Yeah." So what's his name? Aryan. "How are you, Aryan? Good. How old are you? 8. And then a lady came. And I said, "Your daughter, right?" And the lady was like all smiles. You can imagine. She was like all smiles because it was his wife. So she thought, I look so young to be his daughter, and this Buddha who looks so old that he looks like my father. She was like in the 7th heaven. After a brief pause, the man turned to her and said, "इनको seriously नहीं लेने का, बहुत joke मारते." You know what? Some mistakes can be erased. There are mistakes that can't even be erased. We all know that we've made some mistakes, the effects of which we carry along today, and they just don't go away from here. There's no eraser which can erase those mistakes, guys. From that time on, whenever I went for an event and people would bring people to meet me, I never said, "This is your son, daughter, or wife, or husband, or brother, or father, or mother." I said, "Thoda introduce karenge sabko?" We can always learn from what we goes wrong. From those things that we can correct, we must erase, and there are certain things from which we have to learn, accept, come to terms with it, and realize I have to live with what has happened. भूल करना प्रकृति है. भूल करना प्रकृति है. मान लेना संस्कृति है. और सुधार लेना प्रगति है. Right. You know, भूल सब करते हैं. It takes guts and vulnerability to accept. And it takes courage to correct. And which is why the pencil maker said, "Don't worry. If there be a mistake, this one doesn't have it. There's an eraser which can cleanse it all up." Last two, since you've been waiting, I'll anyway say it in the next 5 minutes. Is that all right? Is it all right, guys? Make some noise. All right, great. Love that. The fifth instruction. The pencil maker told the pencil, you can only make an impact if you're in the hands of an expert. Imagine a paper and a pencil here. The lead is out, it is all sharpened, the eraser in its place, everything is in place. Will anything happen? The pencil can only do something when it's in the hands of a writer, a poet, an artist, an engineer, an architect, an expert. Magic happens. Magic happens when one is in the hands of somebody who knows how to do it. Pablo Picasso, the artist, was once walking by and a lady came to him and said, "Hey Pablo, can you make a pencil sketch of mine?" He made it in a jiffy, like in 30 seconds, and gave it to her. Said, $30,000, madam. I said, "Pablo, you did it in 30 seconds, you're charging $30,000? He said, "Ma'am, the $30,000 are not for making it in 30 seconds. The $30,000 are for the 30 years of hard work to be able to make it in 30 seconds. When that pencil is in the hands of an expert, creates magic." That's mentorship. If people don't have good mentors to guide us, to direct us, education is about mentorship. And last but not the least, the pencil maker said something interesting to the pencil. You know what? Life will do this to you. Break your dreams, aspirations. You lost that admission in IIT or IIM by just a couple of marks. Do you have to commit suicide? Do you need to commit suicide? If our education system cannot equip our people to handle failures, it's the biggest failure of the system. If our system cannot teach our kids how to handle failure, it's the biggest failure of our system. The pencil maker said to the pencil, life will do this. You know what? Don't lose hope. Wherever you're broken, start from there. You can start sharpening from where you're broken. And if you're a Marwadi, you say, दूसरा टुकड़ा भी है ना. And if you're a super Marwadi, you say, उल्टा भी है. Even the most broken things have value. The worst failures have turned out to be the biggest successes. We need to instill this confidence, this hope, this conviction that it's okay to be broken. It's okay to be imperfect. It's all right to fail. Because at the end of the day, the human potential is about getting up from whatever we have gone through. Even if life breaks us, we will start afresh again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure to share with you the 6 instructions that the pencil maker gave the pencil to summarize what education is about and how life has to be led. Thank you all very much for your kind attention.